welcome to Historic Eats, where I share recipes with some of the history sprinkled in. And today, all of the history happens to have been sprinkled into the previous episode because today is a sequel. I will be making for you Guinness chocolate cake pops. They are oh so chocolatey and they are perfect sharing size for the holidays. So if you need the Guinness chocolate cake recipe, you can go over to my channel and watch the full episode, or you can go to historic-eats.com and I have a printable version there. Now the frosting recipe I'm actually going to include in the description box of today's episode because the original frosting recipe was for a double layer cake and you don't need near that much frosting. So I've converted it for you and you will find those measurements below. So let's go ahead and get started. In a large bowl, I have my two 8-inch layer cakes and I'm just going to start breaking them up. They are really moist still, and I will let the stand mixer do the heavy work, but I'll get it started here. Okay, my cake is coarsely broken up, and now I'm going to add about 2/3 of a cup of frosting. And just mix it on low. Okay, so this is all combined. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's almost like dough again. So what you want to do to test it is just roll it into a small ball and then just give it a little smush and make sure it doesn't crack. And that means it's the perfect consistency. If it cracks right away, then add more frosting. But that seemed to be just the right amount, so I'm going to go ahead and start rolling these out. So you want them a little smaller than a golf ball. That's about 1 inch in diameter. Okay, I got them all rolled out. I actually ended up with 48 of them. I have a little bit of melting chocolate in this little dish I'm going to microwave. I just need a little bit for now to put on the sticks to secure the cake pop to the stick. Okay, that only took 3 sets of 10-second increments to get that melted. So you don't want to put it in there for long and just stir it every 10 seconds. And now this is ready. And you just stick the end of the stick and some of that icing and push it right down into the pop about halfway. Okay, I got the sticks in all of them. I did 2 different lengths of sticks because of how I'm going to display them in the craft foam later. These are going to go in the freezer for 30 minutes just to let that set up. My chocolate melts are melting, and so now I'm getting ready to set up where the cake pops will set. And I just wanted to show you what I put together. This is just like a 9 by 13 container, and I filled it about halfway with rice, and then I put a cooling rack on top of it, rubber banded it so it doesn't move around. But that way when I stick the cake pops in here, they won't just tip over because I want the tops of them to be nice and round. You definitely can cool them just directly on foil and they'll have a flat top, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted to show you this little trick in case you want them round on top, because I'm going to sprinkle some glitter on them. The rice will just kind of help stabilize it, as will the grid in the cooling rack. So quick tip here for you. I have 1 tablespoon of shortening that has been melted in the microwave until it's completely clear. I only had butter flavored Crisco, so it does have a yellow cast to it. And I'm going to pour that into 1 bag of the candy melts. The shortening just helps the chocolate be more smooth on the cake pop. You do not have to use it. It's just sometimes this chocolate melt is a little bit clumpy, clumpy, and it doesn't make smooth cake pops all the time. But if you put a little shortening in it, it just helps it become more velvety and less clumpy. Okay, I've removed the cake pops from the freezer. You don't want to leave them in the freezer beyond 30 minutes, so if you want to keep them cold while you're doing this, move them to the refrigerator, because if they freeze all of the way, then the shell on the outside can crack, and we don't want it to crack. So I'm just dipping them in the chocolate, and then I got this gold sprinkle, like glittery. I thought that'd be so pretty for Ireland. And just sprinkling that on top. And then I'll put them right down in the rice. So I'm not a pro at cake pops, so I'm going to pretty these up a little bit with a bow. I do believe they sell molds, so if you want them to be perfect spheres, there are molds that are available, but I can assure you this, they're going to taste really good. So I'm going to make a fun little display setup, which is really nice to hold the cake pops. So I just got one of these cardboard holiday boxes from the craft store, and I got some of the green floral foam. This is the actual like styrofoam floral foam, not the kind that you can wet. It's a little sturdier, and I cut it to fit the box. And I'm just going to glue gun it down. And I'll just be able to press the cake pop stems right into it. So I just staggered the length of the stems to make a little arrangement in the box, and then I'm just going to fill in all these spaces with these little glitter ball fills. So those little glitter balls worked out perfect. They just covered up the foam, and it's so cute. You can set it out on a holiday table. So this came out so cute. This box holds about 1.5 dozen, so you could do a couple boxes up or just serve them on a tray, and they are absolutely delicious. They are so moist inside. I don't know if you can see, but they are just perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy your cake pops, and until next time, bye-bye.